Hello kids, welcome back to the virtual learning experience of GBN Senior Secondary School. Today in our EVS class 4 video, we are going to discuss about animals, the friends, yes, and we are going to discuss most of the things which are very interesting and exciting in the world of animals. So let's get started. So ma'am is having a slide to show you in the form of a flow chart about animals. Yes, how animals live in a group. Animals are majorly seen in the groups, and now we have to discuss how they live in a group and why do they live in a group. So number one, there are certain animals named like cows lives in a herd. Then is bees live in a swarm. Then is fish lives in a shoal and birds live in flock. You have seen the cute little birds tripping in the morning and flying, making different patterns, sometimes P, sometimes V, different patterns in the sky, right? So you must be thinking why they are always in group, right? They are majorly seen in groups because they are having different benefits from them, right? What kind of benefits? Now let's discuss the same. Number one is to stay safe. If they're staying in a group, they are feeling more protective and safe. Rest. Now, to take care of their young ones. For example, in a group, one particular female is having a small young one, a small baby, then the entire member, the all members of the group are going to take care of that particular young one, right? The last but not the least, to find out food, water and shelter. If one particular animal or two animals have found out that space, everyone can be benefited from it. Isn't it amazing? Yes, it is. Now we are going to discuss about animals' behavior. As we used to communicate, to express our feelings, animals show most of their feelings in the form of their behavior because they do not have a particular language, though they communicate using their own language. But yes, their language is slightly different from us. They use their body language and their body parts to express what they're going through, right? So now my next slide is talking about animal behavior, right? There are many friendly animals like dog, cow, and cats, and that is the reason dogs and cats are seen in majorly our neighborhood and even in our own house because they are so friendly to us. At the same time, there are some very naughty and messy animals like monkey, right? They're having a different way of expressing the same. If you go about or just pass your way from monkey, he would do something which is a little bit naughty towards you. The same way, dog is also having always a twinning, waving tail towards you, looking at you, making a connection towards you. And then there are some shy animals. There are some shy animals like squirrels and rabbits. Even if you're going a little bit closer to them, they just run away, right? They are always very shy. And that is the reason we cannot make them pets so easily. But there are certain people who are good in handling rabbits and they have rabbits as their pets also. Then are wild animals. When we are talking about wild animals, they are someone who cannot be friend. Why? Because they are basically living in the forest and they are not used to see human beings, and that is the reason we should have always a distance between them, right? Then are turtles and snails. They are always having a shell on their body. They are using their own body to show their behavior, as if they feel a little bit scared or they feel as if they are in danger, they suddenly hide into their shells. Then we have a hodgehog. It's a kind of an animal which is having all the feathers around his body and it's quite circular in shape. So once when he feel a little bit of danger, he just comprises his head into his legs and it makes a cute little ball. So that is a way how animals react to the surroundings, right? Now another beautiful slide is coming in front of you to show how animals help each other. Now, there is a first example of egrets. Egrets are found on the back of cattle like dog or sometimes the bigger cattle like cow and buffalo and camels. So what they do, they feed on their body insects. Bigger animals are having small insects and sometimes leaves on their own body. So these egrets are eating those leaves. So they are helping that animal also and they are helping themselves also. So it's a good relation which is benefiting both the egrets and the cattle. Next is remoras. Remoras are those small animals which attach themselves on turtles and large fishes. So it's very much clear that the remoras are inside water, right? Then they eat their leftover. They're always on their head, they're always on their body, and whatever the turtles and the large fishes are leaving behind after feeding themselves, remoras feed on them. Then wolves and ravens, they are having a very special and a unique relationship, I would say. Wolves always leave the carcasses, the leftovers for the ravens, and ravens help wolves to find out the location of their prey. Now, this word I'll be explaining you just after a while. Then comes the cleaner shrimp. The cleaner shrimp is a very interesting animal. It feeds on the parasites. Again, new word. Parasites find on large fishes. Now, who are parasites, prey, and host? The three things we are going to understand in the form of this small flowchart. Parasites are those organisms which feed on host's body. For example, if a mosquito is sitting on your body and sucking the blood out of you, it is a host. It is a parasite because your body is being giving its blood to the parasite. Now, are you giving it willingly? No. So, parasite and host is not having a good relation. Why? Because this is completely dependent, and sometimes the parasites also harm the host. Now, the third word, which was prey. Now, what are prey? Prey are those animals, those organisms which are hunted by the bigger animals and sometimes in the smaller animals also. For example, a small fox is hunted by a lion. So, lion here is a predator who is hunting, and a fox is a prey who is being hunted. Clear? Now comes animals to live in a group and how they identify things around them. They are having always a specific kind of hair, right? Along with the hairs, they have beautiful ears. So we are going to discuss more about animals' ears. So here is the slide which is talking about animals' ears. So ears of animals. So I'm going to discuss only the types and there I'll be giving you a task in the end of the video. Number one is small ears. Some animals are having very small ears. Some are having big ears. Some are having no ears. For example, snake. Right? I'm giving you the example of a no ear animal. Now, how he is listening because he's too quick in listening things. So actually it's not listening, it is feeling the vibrations. You have seen a person who is having a flute, the snake charmer. So it just flute is going on and the snake just start dancing. It is actually happening because of the vibrations created inside his body due to the surrounding, right? Then are the medium ears, some kind of ears which are neither too big nor too small, and then are folding ears. I'm giving you example of that also. Rabbit is always having folded ears like this, right? So the task of yours is to find out the examples of all these types of animals having different types of ears. Then are body coverings, which is very important again because animals do not wear clothes. So their body covering is eventually helping them to protect themselves from heat, from cold, and from external pain also sometimes, right? So number one comes thick fur. The best example of thick fur is polar bear. He is not wearing any jacket, any sweater, and he is able to enjoy the cold winter in the colder regions of the earth as well. Because this thick fur traps heat in his body, right? There are certain animals who are having large amount of fat near their abdomen area. That is known as blubber, like dolphins. Yes, So that is also protecting and preventing the animal from excessive cold. The next one is little hair. You have seen camel. Camel is not having too much of hair, so he's not a very hairy animal. Why? Because those hair will create lot of heat in his body. So less amount of hair is making its body impeccably, advantages, or you can say adapted to the large amount of heat in the desert. Then are stripes or spots. We have seen that zebra is having stripes, and there are spots on the body of tiger in a different pattern, and leopard also. These stripes, these spots help them to camouflage as per their surrounding, and in case of a prey, they help them to hide from their predator, and for predators, these spots and stripes are helping to find out their prey. Then comes spines. Animals like porcupine are having lot of spines on their body. They use these spines in the time of danger. If they feel that some animal or some human being is coming near them and they are afraid of it or they are in danger, they use their spines. So this way we got to know a lot about animals. But the most important thing is our value towards animals. We have to be always kind and generous towards the animals. Being kind is not a just good thing we should practice. It is something which has to be inside us, and it is something which is not to be reminded that we have to be kind. We should be kind. Being kind is being happy. Thank you.